குட் குட் மார்னிங் மேம்.
மேடம்
ஆமா
குட்
மேம்.
மார்னிங்.
குட் மார்னிங் மேம். ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ்க்கு எல்லாம் அனுப்பிச்சாச்சு மேம். எல்லாத்துக்குமே அனுப்பிச்சாச்சு மேம். நியூ
ஓகே
லிங்க்.
மேடம். ஓகே. தேங்க்யூ மேம். தேங்க்யூ.
வித்தின் 5 o'clock எல்லாரும் 5 மினிட்ஸ் பிஃபோரே எல்லாரும் ஜாயின் பண்ணிருவாங்க மேம் இப்ப.
ஓகே மேடம். தேங்க்யூ. ஏன்னா லிங்க் இன்னைக்கு மாத்துறதுனால.
ஆமாங்க மேம். அதான் மார்னிங் எல்லாரும் சேஞ்ச் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னு சொன்னாங்க லிங்க். நந்தினி மேம் சொல்லிட்டாங்க மேம். எல்லாரும் பாஸ் பண்ணிட்டோம் மேம் லிங்க.
சரிங்க மேம். தேங்க்யூ.
ஓகே மேம். தேங்க்யூ மேம்.
Good morning, ma'am.
குட்
மேடம்
மார்னிங்.
குட் மார்னிங்.
குட்
குட்
மார்னிங்
மார்னிங்
மேம்.
மேடம்.
குட் மார்னிங். நந்தினி மேம்.
வெளியே போயிட்டாங்க மேம். திருப்பி ஜாயின் பண்ணுவாங்க நினைக்கிறேன்.
ஓகே மேம். சரிங்க மேம். ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டே இருக்காங்க மேம். ஸ்லோவா ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாம் மேம்.
ஓகே மேம். நந்தினி மேடம் சாரி, கடைசி நேரத்துல லிங்க் இன்னைக்கு அக்டோபர் 1 இல்லையா, லிங்க் நேத்தோட முடிஞ்சிருச்சு.
Oh, okay, ma'am. No problem, ma'am. No problem.
அந்த பழைய லிங்க் நேத்து டேட்டோட முடிஞ்சிருச்சு மேம்.
சரிங்க மேம், பிரச்சனை இல்லை மேம். இந்த லிங்க் எல்லாருக்கும் கன்வே பண்ணிட்டோம் மேம். ஷோப்னா மேம்.
Yes, Nandini ma'am. Good morning, Nandini ma'am.
மார்னிங் மேம். லலிதா மேம் மட்டும் லிங்க் பார்க்கல மேம், அனுப்பியிருக்கேன் ஆனா அவங்க பார்க்கல. இன்னும் ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டாங்களா?
இல்ல மேம், ஒன்னும் ஜாயின் பண்ணல. ஐ வில் கிவ் ஹர் கால் டு ஹர் மேம். கால் பண்ணியே பேசுறேன் கிட்ட. ஓகே ஓகே மேம்.
மேகவல்லி.
Yes, Aishu.
Is my audio clear? Video clear?
Yes, Aishu. Yes.
வீடியோ கொஞ்சம் ஃபோக்கஸ்டா இருக்குதா?
வீடியோ கிளியரா இருக்கு. ஆடியோல வந்து ஃபேன் ஓடுதாங்க.
எஸ் மேம்.
சவுண்ட் பயங்கரமா இருக்கு மேம்.
ஓகே மேம்.
கொஞ்சம் ஸ்லோவா வச்சுக்கோ Aishu.
I'll slow down.
Aishu, yes, make your fan sound a little slower.
Sure ma'am, sure ma'am. Now is it okay ma'am?
கிளியரா இருக்குப்பா.
Thank you ma'am.
Yes, girls, good morning to everyone.
Good morning ma'am.
Yes, hope you all are
Good
ready.
morning ma'am. Yes ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, let me wait for Lalita ma'am and then we will start the session. Premlata ma'am, Lalita ma'amக்கு மட்டும் வெயிட் பண்றோம். இன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிட்டோம் அவங்க கிட்ட. சோ ஒரு 2 minutes வெயிட் பண்ணோனே ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாம் மேம்.
மேம் டைம் இருக்கு, நமக்கு ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை.
5 o'clock ஷார்ப்பா ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம் மேம்.
ஓகே நந்தினி மேம். ஓகே நந்தினி.
5 ஷார்ப்.
ஓகே.
ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் அப்படியே கொஞ்சம் வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணுங்களப்பா, ஒரு போட்டோ மட்டும்.
Can our students please switch on your videos?
லலிதா மேடம் ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
பண்ணிட்டாங்க. Good morning,
Yes,
Lalita ma'am.
Good morning, Mrs. Ma'am. Good morning, Premlata ma'am.
Madam, good morning. How are you?
Fine, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
Very fine, ma'am. இன்னும் யாரும் வரணுமா மேடம்?
இல்ல மேம், இருக்க ஆல்மோஸ்ட் பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ற ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் வந்துட்டாங்க மேம். லலிதா மேம்?
Yes, ma'am. Students have joined in.
Okay, ma'am. So shall we start the session by after 2 minutes, ma'am? By 5 sharply?
If you are ready, we can start even now, ma'am. No problem at all.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
நீங்க ஓகேன்னு சொல்லிட்டீங்கன்னா பண்ணிடுவோம் நம்ம.
Lalita ma'am, what do you say? Shall we start? Oh.
Yes, ma'am. Very well, we can start.
ஓகே மேம். அனைவருக்கும் இனிய காலை வணக்கம். முன்னாள் ஜனாதிபதி மேதகு அப்துல் கலாம் ஐயாவின் பிறந்த தினத்தை முன்னிட்டு அசிஸ்ட் உலக சாதனை நடத்தும் 2021 மணி நேர பன்னாட்டு சாதனை சங்கமம் நிகழ்வு. தமிழ்நாடு ஆசிரியர் கல்வியியல் பல்கலைக்கழகம் SFR மகளிர் கல்லூரி இணைந்து நடத்தும் 5 நாள் 5 மணி நேர நிகழ்வுகள். 5ஆம் நாள் நிகழ்விற்கு SFR மகளிர் கல்லூரியை அன்புடன் வரவேற்கிறோம். வெல்கம் மேடம். கேன் ஸ்டார்ட் யுவர் ப்ரோக்ராம். இந்த தளத்தை உங்களிடம் ஒப்படைக்கிறோம்.
Good morning, all. Today, SFR College for Women Sivagasi participates in the 5 to 6 a.m. 1 day, 1 hour, and 5 days thematic event with the overall theme of drama as a cosmic art. In the week-long participation, today we have reached the 5th day in which a team of faculty members and students are going to present on today's theme, Infinite Variety, the Shakespearean Personally. Having chosen the form of drama for the 5-day event on this day, we are happy to perform scenes and soliloquies from Shakespearean plays. To begin with, it is my duty to render the welcome address to formally welcome the dignitaries, participants, and spectators of the 5th day event. Good morning once again. In the 2021 hours world record event, SFR College for Women has been participating thematically in folklore storytelling and general events also. This is the time to welcome the erudite dignitaries from the Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Chennai. On behalf of the team from SFR College for Women, I welcome the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Dr. T. Sivasakti Rajamal, Assistant Professor of Educational Psychology and Coordinator, Center for Capacity Building for School Teachers, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, and Dr. T. Premalada, Assistant Professor from Bharathiar University, Coimbatore, to the 5th day event of SFR College for Women. It is the call of duty to welcome the distinguished personalities from SFR College for Women, Sivakasi. I welcome our beloved President, Tirumadi Tilagavati Ravindran, our Secretary, Madam Mrs. Aruna Ashok, and our esteemed Principal, Dr. T. Palanishwari, to the event. I also welcome Dr. K. Muthamal Selvi, Head of the Department of English, wholeheartedly for her support for all the events that SFR College is doing along with Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University. I welcome faculty members from TNTEU, SFR College for Women, and various educational institutions. A heartfelt welcome to student participants and spectators. I now hand over the event to Dr. S. Shobana. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Lalita ma'am. Each sunrise has a secret to tell you. Never give up and feel the breeze and a flash of light to emulate your inner self. First of all, a very warm greeting, a very warm morning to one and all present here. It's indeed a great attempt in the field of learning and knowledge of the outlook and it was a great opportunity being a part of this world record. Now, let me start my presentation. The topic for the fifth day is Infinite Variety, the Shakespearean Persona, Oral Drama, English. So, who was William Shakespeare and why he is famous for? Many people believe William Shakespeare is the best British writers of all the time. His many works are about life, love, death, revenge, grief, jealousy, murder, magic, and mystery. He wrote the blockbuster plays of his day. Some of his most famous are Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, and Hamlet. It has been almost 400 years since he died, but we still celebrate his work all around the world. So, what do we know about Shakespeare? William Shakespeare was born in Stamford-on-Avon, England in 1564. Nobody is exactly sure which day he was born, but we don't know he was on 26th April that year. In 1582, he married Annie Hathaway, and the couple went on to have 3 children. Shakespeare lived in London for 25 years and wrote most of his play there. He died at his home on 23rd April 1616 at the age of 52. Now, let me tell you why we call Shakespeare the great writer. Actually, as we all know, Shakespeare wrote 37 plays, though some experts think it may have been more than 37. He wrote 3 different types of play: histories, which tells all about the lives of kings and famous figures from history; comedy, which ends with the marriage more always; and his tragedies, which end with the death of the main characters. So Shakespeare also wrote plenty of poetry, sonnets, and his poetry were published in during 1609, and his sonnet was published in the same year also, which consists of 154 sonnets. We know his work was popular at the time because he earned enough money to live in a smart area of London, where he wrote some of his other play also. Shakespeare also introduced and he also influenced English languages. He invented hundreds of words that we still using till the day. Before going to the words that Shakespeare invented, let me tell you some Shakespearean facts. Uh, that is, he wrote about 2 plays every year for 20 years, and his longest play is Hamlet, which consists of 4042 lines. Then his complete works contain 8 lakhs 8464 words. I'm just telling about the words he write for his plays and everything. And his famous play using the word which he invented, which we are still using, it's more than 1700. So let me tell you few of the words which he invented, his invented words which we still using, like in Shakespeare writing. That is amazement, down, eyeball, fashionable, moonbeam, pucking, swagger, unreal, zai. Like this, we can add the words which Shakespeare invented, and it goes on and goes on. As well as coming to the writings of Shakespeare, Shakespeare's play were mostly performed on the stage with a group of actors. At the time, those actors, they call them as Lord Chamberian Company. When James I, became the king in 1603, the group was renamed the King's Company. Still, it known as the King's Company. So the group performed still the stage, like we all know the Globe Theatres, the River Thames in London. So Shakespeare went and got fame more and more during the theatre's time. So, like this, now our children from SFR College are going to speak and going to enact and going to dialogue, say some dialogues, say some sonnets on poetry and poems on Shakespeare. they are going to perform it in a grand manner. So now, one by one, I thought of let me invite our students. So first, I like to invite S. Balapriyadarshini, who is going to uh, enact on soliloquy. She's going to perform on soliloquy Olivia from 12th Night, Act 3, Scene 1. S. Balapriyadarshini, are you there, Kana?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can take the stage, Mana.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to do a soliloquy of Olivia from 12th Night, Act 3, Scene 1. Oh, what a deal of scorn looks beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lip. A murderous guilt, not itself so more than love, that would seem's head. Love's night is known, Cesario, by the roses of the spring, by maidhood, honor, trust, and everything. I love thee, so that mock you all that pride, nor wit, nor reason can my passion hide. Do not exert thy reason from this class, for that I woo. Therefore hast no cause, but rather reason, but reason with fetter. Love sought is good, but given and sought is better. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, Balapriyadarshini. Uh,
Thank you,
now,
ma'am.
now I call upon A. Shiny Gracelyn, who is going to enact soliloquy on Macbeth, Lady Macbeth. Shiny, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, carry on.
Good morning, all. I'm all present here. I'm doing the soliloquy of Shakespeare's drama Macbeth, Act 5, Scene 5, after the death of Lady Macbeth. Tomorrow, tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day. And all our yesterdays have lighted full. The way to the dusty death out, out a brief candle. Life, but a walking shadow, a poor player that steps and flicks out half upon the stage. And then it heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, Shiny. Now I call upon S. Shivanandana. She's going to do a dramatic monologue on Portia's speech on mercy.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, all. Portia is before the court disguised as a lawyer. Shylock has demanded his pound of flesh from Antonio, and the court has been unable to find any reason why the contract between Shylock and Antonio should be voided. Portia asserts Shylock must show mercy, and Shylock asks why he must. This monologue is Portia's reply to Shylock's question. Portia in the Act 4, Scene 1. The quality of mercy is not shed. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven. Upon the place beneath, it's twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. Is mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty, wherein that sit the greed and fear of kings. But mercy is above the scepter's sway. It's enthroned in the hearts of kings. It's an attribute to God Himself, an earthly power that then showed with God's and mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, thought justice be thy plea? Consider this, that in the course of justice none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer that teaches all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoken thus much to mitigate the justice of their plea, which, if thou follow, this shit court of Venice must needs give sentence against the merchant there. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Now I call upon S. Nehavalli. She's going to do a dialogue narrative on Antony and Cleopatra. Snehavalli, are you
Yes,
there?
ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
carry on.
Good morning, everyone present here. I'm here to deliver some famous dialogues from very popular play of Shakespeare named Antony and Cleopatra. Eternity was in our lips and eyes, said by Cleopatra in Act 1, Scene 3. Oh, happy horse, to bear the weight of Antony, said by Cleopatra in Act 1, Scene 5. My salad days when I was green in judgment, cold in blood, said by Cleopatra, Act 1, Scene 5. Age cannot with her, nor custom, stale her infinite variety. Other women cloy the appetites they feed, but she makes hungry where most she satisfies, said by Enobabus, Act 2, Scene 2. Ah, this thou should have done, and not have spoke on it. In me it's villainy, being done unknown. I should have found it afterwards well done, but must condemn it now. Said by Pompey, Act 1, Act 2, Scene 7. Celerity is never more admired than by the negligent, said by Cleopatra, Act 3, Scene 7. Egypt, thou knew too well, my heart was to thy rudder tied by strings, and thou should tow me after, said by Antony, Act 3, Scene 11. I found you as a morsel cold upon dead Caesar's trencher, said by Antony, Act 3, Scene 13. The arts is gone, and there is nothing left remarkable beneath the visiting moon, said by Cleopatra, Act 4, Scene 15. I am dying, Egypt dying, said by Antony, Act 4, Scene 15. The breaking of so great a thing should make a greater crack, said by Caesar in Act 5, Scene 1. Antony shall be brought drunken forth, and I shall see some quaking Cleopatra. Boy myself, greatness I poacher of a war, said by Cleopatra, Act 5, Scene 2. Now boast thee, death, in their possession lies, a loss unparalleled, said by Chairman in Act 5, Scene 2. Give me my robe, put on my crown, I have immortal longings in me. Now no more the juice in Egypt's grapes shall moist these lips, said by Cleopatra in Act 5, Scene 2. She shall be buried by her Antony, no grave upon the earth shall clip in it. A pair of famous, said by Caesar in Act 5, Scene 2. Now I call upon Aishwarya to deliver famous quotes in Shakespeare's plays. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Snehavalli. Good morning, everyone. Let me begin with a very famous quote written by Shakespeare. All the world is a stage, and all the men and women are merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. Quote from As You Like It, Act 2, Scene 7. What is in a name that which we call a rose? By any other word would smell as sweet. Quote from Romeo and Juliet, Act 2, Scene 2. The rod that smiles steals something from the thief. Quote from Othello, Act 1, Scene 3. Uneasy lies the head that bears the crown. Quote from King Henry IV, Act 3, Scene 1. All that glitters is not gold. Quote from The Merchant of Venice, Act 2, Scene 7. Now is the winter of our discontent. Quote from Richard III, Act 1, Scene 1. The lady doth protest too much, methinks. Quote from Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 2. If music be the food of love, play on. Quote from Twelfth Night, Act 1, Scene 1. The better part of our valor is discretion. Quote from Henry IV, Part 1, Act 5, Scene 4. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bud Caesar, not to praise him. Quote from Julius Caesar, Act 3, Scene 2. Brevity is the soul of wit. Quote from Hamlet, Act 2, Scene 1. What light through yonder window breaks? Quote from Romeo and Juliet, Act 2, Scene 2. Cowards die many times before their death. The valiant never taste of death but once. Quote from Julius Caesar, Act 2, Scene 2. Frailty, thy name is woman. Quote from Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 2. There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Quote from Hamlet, Act 2, Scene 2. I am one who loved not wisely, but too well. Quote from Othello, Act 5, Scene 2. This is very summer madness. Quote from Twelfth Night, Act 3, Scene 4. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps. Quote from But Ado About Nothing, Act 3, Scene 1. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Quote from Sonnet 18. The last, but not least, a man can die but once. Quote from Henry IV, Part 2, Act 3, Scene 2. Now, I would like to invite M.S. Devi to express a poem written by William Shakespeare. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Aishwarya. Good morning, everyone. The Phoenix and the Turtle is an allegorical poem about the death of idle love by William Shakespeare. It has also been called the first great published metaphysical poem. Now, I am going to recite the poem, The Phoenix and the Turtle by William Shakespeare. Let the bird of loveless live on the sole Arabian tree. Herald, sad and trumpet beat, to whose sound chaste winds obey. But thou, shrieking harbinger, full recorder of the wind, a girl of the quiver's end, to this truth come to, not fear. From this session, interdict every fool of tyrant be, save the eagle-feathered king. Keep the obsequies so strict. Let the breast in surplice white, the defective music can be the death divine its one, lest the requiem lack his right. And though troubled Jacob grow, that thy sable gender makest with the breath thou givest and takest, mongst our monas shalt thou go. Here the anthem that commence, love and constancy is dead. Phoenix and the turtle fled in a mutual flame and hence. So they loved as love and twine had their essence, but in one, two distinct division none. Number therein love was laid. Hearts remote, yet not asunder. Distance and no space was seen twixt this turtle and his queen. But in them it were a wonder. So between them love did shine, that the turtle saw his right, gleaming in the phoenix sight. Either was the other's mine. Property was thus apart, that the self was not the same. Single nature's double name, neither two nor one was called. Reason, in itself confounded, saw division grow together to themselves, yet either, neither, simple were so well compounded. that it cried, how true a twine seemeth this concordant one. Love has no reason none, if what parts can so remain. Whereupon it made these three, to the phoenix and the dove, co-supremes and stars of love, as chorus to their tragic scene. Beauty, truth, and rarity, grace and all simplicity, here enclosed in Cinder's life. Death is now the phoenix nest, and the turtle's loyal praise to eternity doth rest. Leaving no posterity was not their femininity. It was married chastity. Truth may seem, but cannot be. Beauty rare, but does not see. Truth and beauty buried deep. To this earth were those replied that are either true or fair. For this dead birds sigh a prayer. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for listening. Now, I would like to call A. Pradipha from Second M English to recite the song.
Thank you, Devi, for inviting me. Now I recite the sonnet 160. Let me not the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love, which alters when it allegations finds, nor bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever fixed mind that looks on tempest and is never shaken. It is the star of every wandering path, whose words unknown, although his height it be taken, love is not styles cool, though the rosy lips and cheeks, within his blending sickle, compass come, love alters not, with his brief horse and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be an error upon me proud, I never write, no nor may ever be allowed. Thank you for listening, students and ma'am. Ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, Pradeepa. Thank you. Yes, so many people think of William Shakespeare as the greatest creative writer in the history of English literature. And there is a good reason for that. His influence on other writers, not only English writer, is far reaching and profound. So, through all the periods of literature, when some new literary techniques or other themes have been developed by a writer, I think our student had expressed all the literary devices of Shakespeare, mostly used for dramatic effect. And girls, you have enlightened, and it was an enjoyable section. Thank you, girls. And now I just hand over the session to Dr. Uh, Lalita ma'am. Lalita ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to call upon our student participants, a team of performers, a troupe of student performers who are going to enact before you a scintillating performance of scenes from 12th Night. It is a specially written screenplay of 12th Night, concised to suit the 1 hour event of the TNTEU SFRC collaboration. I would now like to call upon the troupe of performers to begin their enactment of 12th Night.
morning is a beautiful morning. Every morning you have a new opportunity to become a greater version of yourself. Today we are going to enact Twelfth Night, a Shakespearean comedy. It was a play staged on the 12th night after prisoners for Elizabeth and Orleans. The following are the dramatic personage and the crew. David Jennifer, who is going to enact as the Duke Orsino. Vasundhara, who is going to enact as the Viola, who is also disguised as Cesario. Janavi, who is going to act as Olivia. Kritika Devi, who is going to enact as a Sebastian. And myself, Divya Prabha, is going to enact as a Malvalio. The play is set in the backdrop of fictional island of Illyria. Duke Orsino is in love with Olivia. He has been sending his messengers to convince Olivia to marry him, but Olivia has been rejecting his proposals. Viola, the twin sister of Sebastian, lands upon Illyria by a ship. She disguised herself as a page boy for protection. She works as a page boy for Duke Orsino. Now we are going to act scene wise. Scene 1, Duke Orsino's palace. Duke Orsino is soliloquies about his unrequited love for Olivia.
If music be the food of love, lay on. Give me excess of it, that suffocating the appetite may sicken and so die. That strain again, it had a dying fall. Oh, it came over here like a sweet sound that written upon the bank of violet, stealing and giving odor. Enough, no more. It's not sweet now as it was before. How spirit of love, how quick and fresh the art though, that notwithstanding their capacity receiving at the sea, not enters there, of validity of whatsoever, but falls into appetent in a low price, even in the minute. So full of shapes is fancy that is alone is high fantastical. Why so I do, the noblest that I have, oh when my eyes did see Olivia first, methought she clutched the air of possession, that instant of I turned into a heart. My desire like filled a cruel hunt, ever since pursue me. Oh, she that her heart of prime fame, to pay the love, but to a brother. How will she love? When the rich golden staff had killed the flocks of all the passionals that she loved in her, when life rang and hearts their poison thorns, and all supplied and full, her sweet profession with one silken, away before me took sweet buds of love, love thoughts to lie rich men, counterparts and bowards.
Scene 2, Duke Orsino employs Cesario to meet and persuade Olivia to accept his love proposal.
Who saw Cesario who?
On your attendance, my lord, here.
Stand you while I love Cesario, though you know no less but all. I have unclosed to thee the book, even my secret soul. Therefore, good youth, address the girl, without hair, but not deny access. Stand at the door and tell them, their fix the food shall grow till they have audience.
Sure, my noble lord, if she be so abundant to her sorrow, and as it is spoke, she never will admit me.
Be commoners and leap with civil bond, rather than make unperformed return.
Say I do speak with her, my lord. What then?
Then unfold the passion of love, surprised with discourse of my dear faith. It shall become the wealth of all my woes. She will attain it better in the earth than in nuncios of Morgus aspect.
I think not so, my lord.
Dear lad, believe it, for they shall let plead their happy ears, that the say out Hartman Diana's lips. As is not smooth and ruby as the small pipe as the maiden's organ, still in sound, and not simulates a woman's part. I know the cancellation is right up for this affair. Some 4 or 5 attend, as you will. For I myself am best when least in company, possible in this. And those shall live as freely as their Lord to call their fortune there.
I'll do my best to woo your lady, yet a bad footstep. Whoever I will, myself would be his wife.
Scene 3. Before Olivia's house. Viola becomes an obstinate visitor. She persistently visits Olivia's house, impossible to be turned down. Malvolio explains to Olivia about the staunch spirit of Viola, who is now dressed up as Cesario.
Madam, yon young fellow says he will speak with you. I told him you were sick. He takes on so much to understand, and therefore comes to speak with you. I told him you were asleep, but and therefore comes to speak with you. What is to be said to him? He is fortified against any denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
Has been told so, and says he will stand at your door like a sheriff post, and be the supporter to your bench, but he will speak with you.
What kind of man is he?
Why, of mankind?
What manner of man?
Of very ill manner. He will speak with you. Will you or no? Not yet old enough for a man, nor young enough for a boy. As a splash is before its peace god. It is with him in standing water, between man and a boy. He is well flavored and shrewd, and you would think that here's a mother's milk was cast out of him. Scene 4. In Olivia's house. Here follows an ironic dialogue between Viola and Olivia. Viola, dressed up as a Cesario, tries to persuade Olivia to accept Orsino's proposal.
The honorable lady of the house. Where is she?
Speak to me. I shall answer for her. What do you want?
Most radiant, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty. I pray, tell me if this be the lady of the house, as I have never seen her before. I would be loath to cast away speech. Besides that, I have excellently painted. I have taken great pains to beautify it. I want to undo all scorn, even to the minutest usage of the language. I'm comfortable.
Where are you coming from?
I can answer only questions that are within my limits. Good, gentlemen. Give me the modest assurance, if you are the lady of the house, that I may proceed in my speech.
Are you a comedian?
No, my profound heart, and yet by the fangs of malice, I swear I'm not what I play. Are you the lady of the house?
Yes.
I've carved a poetic speech to address your personage, and then let me tell the office at hand.
I spare you the price. Tell only what is important. A comfortable doctrine. And much may be said of it.
In Orsonio's bosom. Orson.
In his bosom? What chapter of his bosom?
To answer my method is a first heart.
I have read it. It's not true.
Let me see your face. Excellently done. If God did all, it is beauty, truly bent, whose red and white nature's own sweet and crafty hand laid on. You'll be cruel if you don't leave a copy of yourself to the earth. Orsino, my lord, loves you.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him. A gracious person. But I cannot love him. He might have took his answers long ago.
In your denial, I find no sense.
Let him send no more. Thank you for your pains. Spend this for me.
I am not a feed post. Keep your paws. Farewell, fair cruelty.
Scene 5. Olivia Soliloquy.
What is your parentage? Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman, he says. Yes, you are. Your face, limbs, tongue, actions, and spirits do give the fivefold blazon too fast. I think I feel this youth's perfection with an invisible and subtle stealth to creep in at mine eyes.
Scene 6. Before Olivia's house. Sebastian is feeling fortunate to have us received the attention of Olivia in a surprising manner. He soliloquies about his good fortune.
This is the air. That is the glorious sun. This wealth she gave me. So do I feel it. And though this wonder that envelops me, that this may be some error. But no, madness, that I'm ready to distress mine eyes and wrangle with my reason that enwraps me to any other just, but that I'm mad, or else the lady is mad. But here the lady comes.
After the soliloquy, Sebastian and Olivia marry in the presence of a priest. Scene 6. Before Olivia's house. Welcome to the unraveling of the plot. Here comes the scene in which all the knots are untied. Come, let's watch the action.
Let you know I'm here to speak with her and bring her along with you.
Well, let her know your arrival.
Here comes the Countess. Now head works on earth.
What do you want me to do, my lord? Cesario, you do not keep promise with me.
Madam,
Princess Olivia.
What do you say, Cesario?
my lord would speak. My duty hushes me.
It is like howling for me,
Still so cruel.
still so constant.
You uncivil lady, my soul had to be torn of the faithfulness offering to you. What shall I do more?
Cesario, what are you up to?
Punish my life for tainting of my love.
How am I beguiled?
Who beguiled you?
Cesario, my husband, stay.
My husband?
Yes.
I'm sorry, madam. I have hurt your kinsman. Pardon me, sweet one, even for the oaths we made each other so late ago.
One face, one voice, one habit, two cousin, and natural perspective. That is and is not.
Most wonderful.
I never had a brother. What kin are you to me? What countryman? What parentage? What name?
Of muslin. Sebastian was my father. Such a Sebastian was my brother too.
Thrice welcome. Drown Viola?
Boy,
Yes.
thou hast said to me 1,000 times, should I never should be woman like to me?
And all those sayings will I overswear.
Give me thy hand, and let me see there is the woman's bead. Your master would seal, and for you service done him, so much against your bastards of your sex, so far beneath your soft and tender breeding, since you call me so master so long. Here's my hand. You shall for this time your master's mistress.
A sweeter smile, a brighter day. Hope everything turns out a great day for us today. Thank you all.
Thank you, dear participants. That was the performance of 12th Night for you. The following is the crew of the play. Duke Orsino was played by Miss Deva Jennifer, first year MA English. Olivia was played by Miss Janavi, first year MA English. Viola was played by Miss Vasantara, first year MA English. And Malvalio was played by Miss Divya Prabha, first year MA English. Sebastian was played by Miss Kritika Devi, first year MA English from SFR College for Women, Sivakasi. Now I hand over the stage to Dr. S. Shobana.
Thank you, Lalita ma'am. Our students have performed a soliloquy. They have shown a different types of soliloquy. They have shown a different types of monologue. They had also shown what dramatic talent. They have narrate poem on Shakespeare. They have narrate the sonnets of Shakespeare. Now, let me tell you why do writers use soliloquies. So, as we all know, soliloquy, the purpose of the soliloquy, uh, as a literary device, soliloquy is not utilized very often since Shakespeare's time. In most modern work, when a theatrical character gives a speech, it is primarily categorized as monologue rather than soliloquy. However, soliloquy does serve some purpose when it comes to dramas and play. For example, a soliloquy can reveal a character's state of mind. This is particularly effective when it comes to soliloquies delivered by villains as a mean of relieving their plans and why they wish to take such actions. Actually, this literary device can also provide details and informations to influence the plot and course of action. In addition to say, soliloquy can create irony in a play by relieving something about a character that often doesn't know. A soliloquy, as we all know, is a literary device in a form of a speech or a monologue spoken by a single character in a theatrical play or drama. It expresses the character's inner thoughts and feelings that are not intended to be heard or known by other characters in the play or the audience member. Essentially, during a soliloquy, the action of the play stops, as if time has paused for an audience to be inside the speaker's head for a moment while they articulate what they are thinking. This is effectively a literary device in a form of providing insight into a character's emotion and reflections. Now, let me tell you why do writers use soliloquies. Soliloquies offer a varieties of different possible effects, regardless of whether they are being used in a Shakespearean's play or any modern play or any modern dramas. First, exposition, where characters can reveal action that has taken place off stage or on stage, but it is critically to understand the current story. Then, the second thought, which is very much important, is revealing inner thoughts. So, obviously, a soliloquy gives an audience a direct access to a character thoughts and feelings, with the result that the audience know that the characters and the character's inner thought struggling in a unique way. Then it also revealing more than inner thoughts. That is, while a character may explore their thoughts in a form of a soliloquy, the way that they explore those thoughts can be even more revealing to the audience. For example, King Lear, for instance, seems unaware that his soliloquies are more than angry attributes. They reveal to the audience his descent into the madness. Next, creating dramatic irony. A writer can ramp up dramatic tension in a play by using a soliloquy to reveal to an audience a character thoughts or plans that the other characters don't know, and making the audience with compliment with the character. There is a certain joy in rooting off for the villains, especially for the audience, as they are aware of the villain's plan and relish them just as the villains does. So writers know this, uh, and from Shakespeare with a lago to the writers. So the audience very much understand what the soliloquy is. And the last one is assessing a tradition, because soliloquies are such a defining features for Shakespeare's and other classic Renaissance play. Writers may include a soliloquy as a way to connect their work to their tradition. So this is the important why Shakespeare mostly use the literary device as called as soliloquy. And I thank all the participants, those who performed as a drama and those who performed and showed the literary devices of soliloquy. Lalita ma'am, can I conclude the session by giving a formal vote of thanks, or is there anything else to say, ma'am? Anything? Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, we have come to the conclusion of today's event. Let's move on to the formal vote of thanks.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Gratitude is the single most important ingredient to living a successful and fulfilled life. With this quote, I would like to express a sincere gratitude to the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor N. Panchanathan, for organizing this 5 days Assist World Record event, which is definitely a wonderful platform for all the faculty members and the students to learn a lot as well as exhibit their talents. We wholeheartedly thank the co-patents Professor V. Balakrishnan, Registrar Professor M. Govindanathan, Controller of Examinations, and Professor M. Soundararajan for providing us with such a great event. I sincerely thank the coordinators, Dr. T. Shivashakti, Assistant Professor, TNEU, Chennai, and Dr. Premalata, Assistant Professor, Padhyar University, Coimbatore, for giving us a wonderful opportunity to take part in this world record event. I also thank them for planning this event in an organized and a systematic way. I also thank our chief patents, Tirumadi Tilagavadi Ravindran, Tirumadi Aruna Ashok, and all the other management members for their gratitude. I feel greatly indebted to our principal, Dr. T. Palnishwari, for her constant support and guidance for the improvement of the college. I wholeheartedly thank our head of the department, Dr. K. Muttavaselvi ma'am, for encouraging us and for remaining as the backbone of our accomplishments. My sincere appreciation to the organized secretary, Dr. J. Nandini, for organizing the event meticulously. I also thank Dr. Mrs. Lalita Bini ma'am for her support. I also sincere thank to the faculty members and my loved students participants for their involvement and cooperation. Once again, I thanks one and all. Thank you.
Really, we enjoyed your session, ma'am. ரொம்ப அருமையா இருந்துச்சு.
Thank you so much.
My special thanks to Dr. Muttamil Selvi madam, Dr. Nandini, Dr. Shobana, Dr. Lalita madam for making this event a grand, what to say, not a grand success, more than that. ஸோ ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்துச்சு மேடம். தமிழ்நாடு ஆசிரியர் கல்வியியல் பல்கலைக்கழகத்தின் சார்பாக தங்கள் கல்லூரிக்கு எங்களது வாழ்த்துக்களையும் வணக்கங்களையும் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். நன்றி.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Nandini madam, thank you so much.
தேங்க்யூ மேம், தேங்க்யூ மேம்.
5 நாளுமே ரொம்ப அருமையா இருந்துச்சு அந்த ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ். எல்லாருமே நல்லா பண்ணாங்க. உங்க ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸும் ஸ்டாஃப் எல்லாருமே அருமையான கோஆபரேஷன். தேங்க்யூ.
தேங்க்யூ மேம், அண்ட் தேங்க்ஸ் டு ஷோபனா மேம் அண்ட் லலிதா மேம்.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Shall we wind up this session, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes ma'am, sure ma'am. Let's
Thank
meet
you,
in
thank
another event ma'am. Thank you ma'am.